All right, everyone, we're recording a promo for Pro Teaches Noobs.
Oh, what's a noob? Hey, you know who else is a noob? My mom!
All right, everyone, just forget it, okay?
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher Noob. Today I have with me Pika.
And we're going to do this thing.
Yep, Blackest Night. And I just realized I didn't get my rings, so pause, we're gonna have to redo it. I wanna get my rings.
Oh.
But come on, I should have my rings for this. Come on.
Mine's in. Yeah, okay. I'm wearing gloves. Mine aren't visible. Okay. Something.
Also, to be fair, I can't tell you're wearing it because of your glove.
No, mine is. It's being charged right now.
Oh.
Because I. Yeah, well, let's just pretend that I have it under here.
Oh, I thought you did have one on.
No, because it's the tape fix up.
Yep.
But let's pretend that it is a ring.
Yes. That's what I thought about getting my rings. Okay, ready? Let's do it again. Ready? You want to hold up the book? I said we're going to do it again. Take two.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher Noob. Today with me, Pika.
And we are doing Blackest Night.
We are doing Blackest Night, people. We've been building up to this after going through all the other Green Lantern books. And this is going to be a week of Blackest Night. Every day this week is going to be a book, a video on Blackest Night. As we're going to be going over today, the main mini. Tomorrow, the Green Lantern. After that, Green Lantern Corps. After that, the tie-in, the mini-series. And then after that, finally, the tie-ins. That's going to be the biggest one, obviously. Yeah, we're not going to go... that's one we're going to more generalize going over it. Yeah, and I've got all of my rings to be wearing throughout all of this.
Yeah.
So let's start though with just the green one, shall we? As we start over with the Blackest Night 0 issue for Free Comic Book Day. I remember getting this book. And you know one joke I always loved when people were asking why did you have to kill off characters? You know what Jeff Johns' answer was? I need Black Lanterns. No joke. That was the answer. You could think I need Black Lanterns.
Yeah, but how many of them then stayed dead after this event?
Unfortunately, quite a lot. Remember, not many came back after this.
Shame.
Yep, it was darkness. Then there was light, and the war between them began. When the dying alien gave me a ring of green willpower, it became my job to brighten the blackest corners of space. Recently, that's gotten a lot more complicated. I was a kid when I learned about the spectrum of colors. Anyone over the age of 3 knows it. Roy G. Biv. I didn't pay attention to it. I was never an artist. I was just a guy trying to prove he wasn't afraid of anything or anyone. My name is Hal Jordan. I'm an officer of the Green Lantern Corps, Space Sector 2814. No matter how brightly I shine my light today, the shadows won't be lifted. Bruce Wayne, Batman. I'm not threatening you, Jordan. I'm telling you, the next time you give away my position, glowing like a damn lightning bug, I'm going to put that ring where it won't shine. It's not my fault hiding in the shadows is your only superpower. Another reason I prefer being underwater. Less shouting. Batman is dead. And Hal, I can't stay long. It's I picked up more chatter on my police scanner. It's okay. It was no bat signal lighting up the sky. Even the comet's gunmen are fearless, coming out in the night. It's okay, Barry. Too much to do. This is it. No funeral. No speeches. Alfred said he didn't want one. And his grave's not even marked. They need to distance Batman's death with Bruce Wayne. They haven't publicly proclaimed him dead. And Robin's insisting that Bruce isn't really gone. He's holding on to hope. That's what Dick always gave in Batman. I mean, I meant Tim Drake, Barry. You haven't met him yet. He's the current Robin. Right.
Kind of a transitional period, because Damian was being made Robin at this point.
True, but Tim was still Robin too. He was just about to become Red Robin. So this is right before he became...
So this would have been somewhere around Battle for the Cow when this scene happened.
Well, that's why he's saying that everyone is fearless. So clearly this is during
so
Battle
Dick
for
is
the
not
Cow.
Batman yet. Yeah, let's just go with that then.
No, he's not. But yeah, right. Tim Drake. I like him already. Just by hearing that brief bit, I love that about Barry. He likes him already because he was willing to, he has that much hope. Has anyone told you what kind of service you had when you were lost to the Speed Force? I haven't had time to ask. Yeah, it's like you packed the house, Barry. People came from everywhere, and I mean everywhere. The far future, parallel world, super intelligent gorilla cities, but the exact opposite of mine. When I was infected by parallax, driven mad with fear, they thought I was dead. My tombstone was desecrated, not by my enemies, by old allies. I died a sinner. You died a saint. He's not wrong. That's what I love about this writing. He's not wrong.
Hey.
It's hard to look back on it, but you got to.
Yeah, it is weird to pick it up.
Yep.
And
that's my point. That isn't necessarily the end. Not in this line of work. You, me, Clark, Ollie, my father, your mother, they never came back, no matter how hard we wanted them to. But something's pried the door open. There's a bigger force at work, and that much I believe. And if there's an escape, you can bet Batman's already planning it. Batman always had a plan. We'll figure it out when we get there. Be an optimist for once, Batman. We're the Justice League. We're untouchable. Batman was hit by Darkseid's Omega Beam. But Superman held a skeleton in his arms, and they buried him right here. Everything's changed when you disappeared, Barry. The world got more dangerous. Our jobs more deadly. The Justice League wasn't untouchable anymore. Arthur Curry, Aquaman, he was killed after spending months trapped in some kind of mutated state. There were rumors he resurfaced during Darkseid's attack, but that's just what they were, and they were just that, rumors. So now we're just rushing the Final Crisis appearance.
Yeah, so that was some other guy who was also named Arthur Curry.
Or it was just him from the multiverse for a brief moment.
Yeah, I remember Wikipedia has an article or some footnotes because it's something about the different Aquaman, but that's a big of a headache.
John Jones, Martian Manhunter, he was murdered by Darkseid's followers. He's buried on Mars. The heart and soul of the Justice League is gone. Now so is Bruce. I may not have talked with him late into the night about forensics and criminal psychology like you. We have differences, plenty of them. But after all was said and done, you saw them die in front of you? Yes. Didn't know. When I was a kid, you watched a plane crash and take your father's life. No wonder we're both screwed up. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, at least when Bruce said that he's drawn to look like he's not being a jerk about it.
Yep, Bruce was my friend. They were my friends too, Hal. I won't stop hoping and they'll find their way back. Yes, this one, like you and I did. Oh, okay, ready? You ready for this one?
Yeah.
The blackest
night
falls from the sky. The darkness grows.
As
all light dies. We
crave your hearts and your
demise. By my black hand.
The dead shall
rise.
Okay, you may have put a more performance into it than I did.
Let me do it. I'll do it myself. The blackest night falls from the sky. The darkness grows as all light dies. We crave your heart and your demise. By my black hand, the dead shall rise.
You know, when I did, we haven't covered it yet, but when I did my own quick version of Blackest Night in the fan fictions I made it to be so that there were 3 people who said it. Black Hand was one of them, but there were 2 other people. I won't tell you who they are. He started it. The other 2 characters said the next 2 process, and then they all said it. They all said it together with that last part.
That was a great opening, though, right?
Yes.
Now, Ethan did do the variant covers on here. We'll get to talking about Ethan a little bit afterwards. Some things are worse than death. Some things, like me. The graves of Thomas and Martha Wayne and the unmarked grave of their son, Bruce. I hear you out there in deep space. I hear your children buzzing like flies. You're hungry. My father said, everyone dies, William. He said, that's the only thing you can count on in this universe. Yes, I killed him to prove this point. I am hungry. Death compels us because powerful or weak and weak, loved or hated. No one escapes death. That includes you. The dead will rise, and you are connected to them all.
Yeah.
He's looking like.
Yeah. Nice contrast actually going from this page to the next one with the whole light and colors.
Yep. Well, let's put my green ring back on, shall we?
Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna rotate the rings every time to the lantern on board. It's fitting, because this is going to include the War of Light.
Yep.
And years ago, the day everyone thought Superman died was declared a national day of mourning. Since he returned, it's become a day to honor the super beings who get... I love this idea! This idea! Take the death of Superman and make it be a day to mourn the International Mourn Superheroes Day.
Yeah, and it actually worked in this large version of the DC universe with a long history that we still had. I'm not sure how much condensed the New 52 and Rebirth were, or how the current
current version, yes, it can still count.
Yeah.
Current version, yes, but yeah, this was a brilliant idea. Yep, protecting the world and the innocent lives we failed to save. Among those innocents, the 7 million who were incinerated were when Mongol and the cyborg Superman destroyed Coast City. People argued over what to do with the land. Some wanted to leave it a graveyard, others a memorial. They said we never come back. They said our city would stay dead. They were wrong because they were afraid. My brother wasn't. His family wasn't. And Daddy, Mommy, it's Uncle Hal. He's got a secret identity, Jane. Don't say it. I wasn't gonna. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
And neither were the people who followed them here. Coast City got a second chance. So did I. My name is Hal Jordan. I'm a captain in the U.S. Air Force. I'm also an officer in the Green Lantern Corps, Space Sector 2814. It's a beautiful day for a flyby. Roger that, cowgirl. My wingmen are former U.S. Marine and Corps sharpshooter John Stewart, former linebacker and Corps bravado Guy Gardner, and artist and Corps conscious Kyle Rayner. John knows that when you're in the military, death is part of the job. Guy and Kyle know when you're in the Green Lantern Corps, death is the only retirement. We all know when you're part of the Cape community, death opens your front door and walks right in. My father, Abensur, Coast City, you never learn to live with it. It just becomes a part of who you are. Your only choice, keep playing or fold. I never fold. Kat Matui, John met her and she was still overcompensating for inheriting Sinestro's ring. And John was still overcompensating for inheriting mine. Your aim is on, but your construction and constructs are too complicated. You're overthinking. I'm doing what the last guy didn't. The shadow they were in brought them together, and they found what Carol and I never seemed to: commitment, not to an Air Force company or an intergalactic police force, but to each other. Kat Matui died at the hands of a star sapphire. Technically, that should have been Carol, but I think by this point, it had taken its own form. And yeah, that ugly outfit. That was the 90s outfit.
Yeah, sounds and looks, makes sense.
Yeah, months later, John would make a mistake trying to prevent the destruction of a planet. The fact that still haunts him from one single mini. And he flew off thinking he could handle it until he found it was covered in yellow.
Yeah.
Kyle's girlfriend, Alex, was murdered by a psychopath named Major Force when Kyle first wore the ring. He found her refolded in his refrigerator. Ugh. I do not like how other artists lately decide to see. Let's actually see it. You know what I mean? Jade was another woman Kyle loved, the daughter of Alan Scott for a time, and for a time she wore a ring. She died in space, saving a dozen sectors. Fact is, after his on-off girlfriend Ice returned, Guy was the only one of us who had a happy ending. None of us thought we'd ever be envious of Guy Gardner, but here we are. Although, is it just me, or does the artwork make her look like she's showing more skin than she did? You see it?
Probably. Was it? Maybe the sleeve holes are real open.
Yeah, yeah. But no, if I remember right there, she had an undershirt.
Yeah, there's maybe.
Here there isn't. Anyway, I know what John's going to say before he says it. I wish I could rebuild Zanchi like you've rebuilt Coast City. We rebuilt this town together, John. We rebuilt the whole damn Green Lantern Corps together, and we'll keep the torch burning. When loss happens, no one goes where they want to go. They go where they need to go. Jenny, Sun and Ice, Zanchi, Coast City. Thanks for being a part of this, cowgirl. Wouldn't miss it, superhero. I love you, Green Lantern. All across the world, people are needed. Family on the grave of Jonathan Kent. I should have been here. It should have been me instead of. Don't slouch now, Connor. Jonathan wouldn't want that. He'd want you both to stand up straight. We are, Ma. I wish I got to meet the other half of the Firestar Matrix you two created, Professor Stein. Ronnie Raymond was more than one side of it. You okay? Oh.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about when she actually gets to meet.
Yep. It was more than one side of an equation, Miss Hewitt. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Is there anything you want to do for him today, especially you want to do for him today, Professor? Sorry, you did come off a little loud. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yep, like I said a prayer for Ronnie every morning since he died, Jason. Today is no different. I know it's bad when a man of science turns to God. Jason, and you need to watch what you say, Jen. Ronnie Raymond was like Professor Stein's son. I think we should become Firestorm. Didn't you hear me? Not in front of Professor Stein. But I really think we need to check the toxicity level around here. Look at the trees and the grass. It's raining, but everything is dying. Up the Titan Memorial. It didn't even look like me, Cassie. We took your statues down anyway, Bart, in which you could take them all down. The city of the road. Thought we were supposed to be remembering heroes. It's all a matter of perspective, Owen. You might not understand what it means to be a rogue, but your father did, and we wouldn't miss this. And we brought enough and beer to get. I can't do a Scottish accent to save my life. To get everyone buried in this place, blind, bloody, drunk. What are friends and for? Digger? The Ted Cord one. If anyone's got something and some words to say, it's going to be you, Michael, not you, Guy. Well, and Goldie hasn't said anything about Blue Beetle. If you have something to say, Booster, you should say it. We've got a lot of friends to put flowers on. Aw. Look how many people showed. Look how many people we've lost. I know your father wasn't part of your life like he was mine, damn it. But at least but can't you at least pretend to give a damn? Can't you at least face him? I'm not turning my back on my father, Atom Smasher. I'm looking at the freedom fighters. The secret society murdered them when I was on their team. I watched them die. I heard them die. I was left alive with a crushed nasal cavity and a mangled profile. You want me to face my father, Atom Smasher? Hell, I can't face anyone. Ow!
Oh.
Aquaman shouldn't be buried on land. Your husband should be with his people, Mara, beneath the sea. That was him saying it, beneath the sea.
Yeah, that was
and Arthur's people tried to murder him when he was a child, Garth. They hate him because he had blonde hair. That's not why. And they hate you because of your violet eye. If it weren't for Arthur, the Atlanteans would have cut them out. They can be a superstitious and violent people. Arthur's mother died, bringing him to shore, back to his father. Of course, that was one thing I will give New 52, keeping his mother alive.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I'm glad the movies kept.
Yeah.
This is where they felt safe, Garth. This is what he wanted. There's a magnificent tomb waiting for him at Atlantis. It's among the most beautiful coral fields surrounded by sea life and all kinds waiting to see their savior. The tomb is side by side with the other great leaders of our city and his son, your son. Mira, please give me authorization to have his remains moved. The dirt is no place for a king of the sea. Uh-oh, look at the dead fish.
Ooh.
It makes me wonder who is in the right here, because it is a complicated one. It's clear Mira is blinded herself.
It could be that both sides have a point, but Arthur probably would choose to be buried next to his father
and his son.
Okay. Father on land, son in Atlantis. That's
the important one. But Bruce, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. Uh-oh!
Yeah. You know what? It's kind of sad because that the Waynes were not resurrected to confront Alfred.
Well, true, but remember, they're trying to go for the superhero's hearts. Bruce is more than enough. There's a morgue for the League's enemies, 3 stories below the meeting room. Except for your rogues, word is they have some kind of graveyard in East Central City, but no one's been able to find it. I'll find it. Further reminder that Barry does not treats the rogues differently than Wally did.
Yeah, Wally was more of a I'll leave you alone if you don't do anything bad and so on.
Barry was more like
Barry was a cop by the book.
Yep. The plan was to bring over the remains of our friends too, but we didn't want to rob the families of paying their respect. If their true names were public post-mortem, they were buried at the Valhalla Cemetery in Metropolis under high security. If their identities were still secret, they were sent home. Why did you put their remains in a vault? Dick Grayson uncovered a body snatching just a little bit earlier. It was in Nightwing's book. A body snatching operation that were harvesting superhuman parts for reuse. You serious? This is an example of the kind of sick and twisted things we've had to deal with since you were lost to the Speed Force, Barry. Yep. And the guilty have gotten guiltier. Batman, Aquaman, the Martian Manhunter are dead because of it. So who else? Who else died while I was gone? I want to know, Hal. Okay. Oh! I love Ivan Reis's artwork.
Yeah.
This is crisis worthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at all of those. Aztec, Steel, Celsius, Vibe, so many.
Yeah, Yolanda and Negative Woman.
Negative Woman, the Spider.
Red Fox, I think that's what it was.
A Phantom Lady, an Elongated Man and Sue.
Western.
Harbinger, so many.
Yeah, and that was what.
Ronnie? Oh no. Oh God, please no. Not them. Not Ralph and Sue. Hal. Why? I don't even know where to start.
Uh,
Oh, and then revealing that they did originally they were supposed to die during Final Crisis, but then they decided nope, they were just hurt. Just so they can die here. How the hell can you even ask me that? How can you even think about it, Ray? I need a friend to come with me, Carter. I can't go alone. Forget it. Please, just hold the receiver away from your ear. I'm coming through the face and to talk face to face. No, Ray, you're not. And Carter, stop. Jean Loring murdered Sue Dibney, Kendra, in some insane attempt to lure the Atom back to her. And today Ray wants to visit her. If he visits Jean's grave, she gets what she wanted. This isn't about Jean. It's about Ray. He needs closure. He has it. Jean's dead. And unlike you and I, she won't be reincarnated into the next life. Jean was troubled. So am I. Jean Loring destroyed a love that was as strong as ours was. And ours should be as ours should be. It's our destiny. Destiny and love are not the same thing. Remember, at this point, she's dating Roy, remember?
in the
in Justice League.
Yeah, in the post-Infinite Crisis Justice League run, yeah.
Yeah. Which I loved. I love that idea. Ali and Carter fought, and Kendra and Roy fucked.
Yeah. No wonder Carter would see it as a complete refuse.
I'm sorry, but that is funny, isn't it? Just a complete inversion. And I basically put it as blunt as I could. They fought and they fucked. Yeah. Uh-oh. Drop the ring. That's a second.
Okay.
Got it? You can't understand how it feels to have someone for centuries and then lose them, even though they're still standing right in front of you. You're supposed to. The more you tell someone what they're supposed to do, the more they fight against it. You don't have any memories of our previous lives like I do. Jean did something I've never seen anyone do in all my years with the League, Kendra. She made the Atom feel small. Please hang up and call again. If you need assistance, please dial the operator. I tell Barely how Ralph broke down after Sue died, how Felix fought and led the elongated man to his death, and the fastest man alive does something I haven't seen him do since he's been back. He sits down. Iris always thought Jean was a little odd. She seemed to brag a lot, like she had something to prove. But murdering Sue? Iris and Sue used to get coffee with Jean once a month. They invited Carol, but she was always work. Carol, what about Carol's still running field affairs and air, but we haven't been together for a long time, Barry. It's better this way. She's safe. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Hello. Is anyone there? Alfred? Richard tried to argue with me. He told me it wasn't safe, but I wanted to honor Bruce's wishes to be buried next to his parent. What have I done? We have failed. The war of light has erupted. In nearly every sector, the lanterns clash. Emotions run rampant. But look here, fellow Guardian. I see a shadow moving across the universe. A shadow from space sector 666. Yes, it is approaching us. And black rings! They went through a shield construct we threw up like it was tissue paper. With the Owen's battery shell gone, there's nothing to stop. Guy, you hear that? What? Sounds like flies. I fear Gansett was correct. The coming of the Blackest Night cannot be prevented, only confronted. We must call. I call Black. We must call for all Green Lanterns to return to Oa. No, fellow Guardians, they will never receive our call for help. Why not? Because it will never be made. Jump! Flash. Damn it, they're here! I mean, everyone, keep shields at full strength! Like, oh no, poor Moro, the Crypt Keeper. They look like black rings. Black? And Solak, get the blue guys on the horn. I am trying, but they're not responding. You abandoned emotions eons ago. Your hearts are useless, empty. Flash. They took Bruce's skull. Why would they take someone? And why would someone take Bruce's skull? I think the question we should answer first are: who knew he was buried here, and who knew Bruce was Batman? Captain John Jones of Mars, Cap Matui of Kurgan, Ronnie Raymond of Earth. The darkness cannot feast on your heart. They need to hunt full ones. D. Tyler of Earth, Ryan Kendall of Earth, Roy Lincoln of Earth, Al Pratt of Earth, Jenny Lynn Hayden of Earth, Hal Barry, Roscoe Dillon of Earth, Lisa Snart of Earth, Digger Harkness of Earth, Whoosh, Arthur Curry of Earth. What the burp? Rise! Like you shouldn't be back. You should both be dead. John, where are you going? Out. At least call Ray back. You're his best friend. You're all he has right now. And I guess Ray's all I have. Carter, damn it, why won't you put the weapons down and talk? Like, why should I talk to you, Kendra? Why are you even here? Rage. The Justice Society, they say you've gotten more violent every time you've been reborn. They say Hawkgirl used to keep you calm, but I can't, and I'm worried about you. Why? Why are you worried about me? You know our curse better than I do. You know in every past life when our souls admitted their love, the hourglass turned over, and we died before our time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't love me. Isn't that what you've been saying? Isn't that what you're saying now? I've been saying what I refuse to give control over my life to destiny and curses, no matter how hard that is. And it's so hard. Rage, love. I don't want you to die, Carter. I don't want to give up control. I never wanted to control you, Kendra. It was never about control. I never wanted to force you to feel anything you don't. You didn't force it. Carter, I do love. Gosh! Hey, Kendra! Hey, Sue! I smell a mystery. Ralph. Hey, Winged Wonder! You want to know what Hawkgirl was going to whisper so sweetly in your ear, Carter? All of us knew it. She hated you. Hawkgirl hated Hawkman! They were never as close as us. Were they, Bun? Carter, I never hated. I love you. Kendra! Bleed. I'll kill you, whatever the hell you are. You can. Hawkman. Power level 0.01%. And you could follow the percentage across all of the books if you wanted.
Yeah.
Hawkgirl, you won't escape death this time. Death will take us all, and the universe will finally be at peace. Carter, Earth, Hall of Earth. Kendra Saunders of Earth. Rise.
Makes you wonder. But I would assume, Black Hand's voice would probably be distorted, but the other Black Lanterns, they should probably still sound normal-ish enough so that they could use it to emotionally manipulate their victims.
Exactly. Hey, after going over this, you plan on doing a video just doing your own talk about this event?
Hard to say.
I'll say it because there's no chance we're going to get an adaptation of this. But I feel
like probably not. But not getting adaptation. But I would probably. But just going this one book wouldn't be enough.
I know. That's why we're doing this whole thing. But let's go. We're probably going to. This is probably going to be the only one we're going to get through today with how long it's taking.
Yeah.
But hey, we got multiple videos to record, and we don't have to record them all today. We can record them any other days in the week.
Yeah.
Okay. But how was that for the start?
That was a Was a complete.
This is why this is one of my favorite events.
Yeah, it's one of those actually events that again, some of those you could hear. Like one of the one where all the Black Lanterns are shown. You could actually imagine like there would be a dead silence, and then when the Black Lanterns appear and you get the rise, it actually comes out as a boom.
Yeah,
complete silence, and then.
I'm like, rise. But again, more than signature core, just as much signature core, you cannot do this event right away. You can't.
Oh.
I don't know why people think you can when you can't.
Oh. Tough.
Okay. At least not to have it be effective enough. Hold on, I gotta turn my air on. It's getting stuffy in here.
Okay.
I need to get the air circulating.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, issue 2 of 8. Oh boy. Now, I probably will do more summarizing throughout some of this because otherwise we'll be here all day.
Yeah, let's go with the.
But for me, first issue was enough to read through.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, he keeps on just like, I know it doesn't make any sense of logic, but even after everything Jean did, I can't stop thinking about her. When I think about her, I think of basically he's only thinking about the good times.
Yeah.
Because that's all he can hold on to.
Classes.
Yeah, because that's all he can hold on to. He just can't accept that that's what she became. And I don't blame her. It's almost like fans who cannot accept what Jean did. Would you agree with that? It's like when characters get turned into a monster. It's like I'm sure there are fans of Maxwell Lord who are still in denial.
Yeah, and people who refuse to accept that Terra was a villain.
Well, that's for different reasons altogether, but yeah.
Yeah, they just see her as a young girl who was in a bad situation and ignore the stuff that she actually did.
Or they think the cartoon is canon. Or they think the cartoon is the canon version.
Yeah.
Like John Ridley did.
Yeah.
That still bothered me how Ridley was that stupid.
This is why they don't pay editors enough or too much.
Yep. But yeah, of course, like, come on over, Ray. Let's talk. But that has to be like, come on over, Ray. Let's talk. I'll be right there. Otherwise, why did he raise an eyebrow, right? But yeah, as much as I want to make it be a monstrous voice, you realize that wouldn't make sense. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Gordon with Babs. And then, again, Ivan Rice is one of the best artists DC's ever had.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and this should be an animation style.
Yep. I would love to see this animated or something.
Oh.
But again, as we made it clear, wouldn't work.
Yeah, too much work.
Yep. But yeah, they've realized Arthur's grave has been trampled. Yes, your king who would rather be buried in the mud next to his human father than his own people. So you were right. Your king who was hunted as a child so make it very clear Miro's right. And oh God, look at this. Power level 2.63. Think about that a second.
Yeah, how far away are things happening off panel that is raising that?
Yeah. Oh man, poor dead man. Oh, and look, his own body rises, and it looks just like the Alex Ross version.
Yeah, and it also pretty much sets up the whole thing that the consciousness and the resurrected bodies, they're not the same.
Exactly, and it says, I don't want to come back. And
then there's this thing with Dove.
It can't. It just can't. Why? Because he's at peace.
But I'm actually also reading some other questions, and since the bodies and the souls are different. If a soul can be at peace, then why can't the body get picked up like a flesh plate?
I think because it's the remnants of their soul, their energy. They died at peace, and it tainted the body. Kind of like how Batman was tainted by the Green Lantern ring when the yellow ring came for him.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that's what it is. I think being at peace taints the body, makes it unable to be touched. But so it's the same old, huh, brother? Hawk's got to do all the dirty work himself. I'm glad he came back as Hawk and not as X-Stand or as Monarch. Yep. Oh, and I gotta say, this really made Mera an important character again. Up until this point, Mera was nobody.
Yeah, I agree. This actually brought my attention to Mera as a character.
Everyone, because up until this point, Mera was nothing. Even beforehand, yes, she was a part of the Aquaman books, but there was a point where Aquaman also was Dolphin. And even then, they're saying that's her husband. That's a retcon because they had gotten divorced, I think.
Yeah, I think they were divorced at this point, and then the New 52 pretty much gave them up.
Oh, speaking of Dolphin, her and Tula. Referencing Crisis when she drowned. Remember when we referenced that?
Yeah.
Yep. And all the different Atlanteans. Oh, Pariah showing up. But I love how they bring him in just so he can be a suicide bomber type thing. And also, oh crap!
Yeah, this is something that very sadly was not covered in the main series. This was just for the Green
Lantern book, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But I want Hal Jordan back. And then after this is where it'll be vague about if it's still Crispin or not. After Crispus Allen after this.
Yeah, I remember how Spectre was drawn in the series afterwards. Less looking like Crispus.
Yep. And yeah, we find it, which we'll get again. A lot of stuff we'll get to when we cover the Green Lantern books. But oh boy, just all of this. This, like I said, yes, this is the tradition of all hell breaks loose. But unlike, say, King in Black, where most of those stuff happened in the first issue, every issue something happens. That's the downside Marvel events have. The first issue is where most of the stuff happens, and everything's spinning its wheels until the climax.
Yeah.
But here, every issue something is happening. There's no wheel spinning.
Every issue is a stepping stone.
There's no wheel spinning here. That's why I always prefer DC events over Marvel events. Unfortunately, Garth gets killed.
Yeah.
And now he's back, so now it's just Mera. Oh. Yeah, and then, John and everything. Fire. It was John's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Abensur. Right. Oh, crap. Oh, and look. It's the Black Lantern Justice League.
Yeah,
we got Martian Manhunter, the Hawks, Ralph and Sue, and Firestorm.
Yeah, it's the JLI, essentially.
Basically, up in the Book of Black.
Yeah, that wasn't in the trade.
No, it wasn't?
Or is it in the... Or hold on, is it in the back?
It should be at the back portion at least, where they would combine.
Okay, hold on, I'll check. Okay, there's a director's commentary.
That's from the director's cut.
Scenes from cutting room floor.
That's for that's part of the director's cut.
And no, there's just a variant cover gallery. After that, there's the director's commentary, and after director's commentary, there's just the scenes from the cutting room floor, and then some character designs and biographies.
Weird. Look at that cover. Again, the artwork is so good.
No, at least there's a pencil version of the covers.
Yeah. Oh, but then we see Jen. Or what was her name? Gehenna? Or is it
Yeah,
Jen?
Gehenna or something like that.
Yep. Oh boy, she looks cute. I just like how they set things up between her and Jason just to make it clear how close they are. And yeah, she never comes back.
Hey, maybe she's drawn like this so that people get attached to her for
Given what happened.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh boy, yeah. Jesse, we find out what happened with Ray. Yeah, he jumped on and he actually does disrupt but I just love how this version of Firestorm does become Deathstorm later.
Yeah, the something that they actually because Deathstorm became its own entity in the Matrix that was then separated from Jason and Ronnie.
Because that's what happens with the Firestorm Matrix. They always stick around. A part of them always sticks around.
Yeah, but also being independent from leading a black ring.
Look, the
and
unknown...
then being a member of the crime syndicate.
Look, the unknown soldier. I have a name. Oh, they meet up with Mara, and they try to get Ray, but then Indigo 1 shows up.
Yeah, knock,
click, monk.
Lek, octarok, lek.
Yep. Now, if I remember right, yeah, this was their first appearance, and
yeah, clearly,
I am not a fan of the Indigos. I'm sorry, I am not a fan of how they operate.
Yeah,
I remember. I am not a fan of how they force people.
Yeah, taking away someone's free will and conscripting them into this. Yeah, that's not redemption. That's forcing atonement onto them.
It's like prison, but not in the best way. And the fact that Abin is responsible for this core.
We'll see the main series, Green Lantern series, if the resurrected version actually comments about this.
Ray, feel it. Feel bad for me. Connection severed. Aye! Oh boy, poor Ray. Hold on. Quar. Knock. Yep, but yep. Yep, this is where they reveal about the secret of the light and how it was basically light was the original invader.
Yeah, when you say let there be light, then which one? Yeah. It's basically like a chicken and the egg situation. A lot with light and dark, chicken and the egg.
Exactly, right. And I find that an interesting concept. But yep, all the while they're also finding out maybe the rings maybe the dead aren't wearing the rings. Maybe the rings are wearing the dead. I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah, that's actually makes them proper zombies.
Yep. Again, all this so much great characterization stuff. I'd love to read, but we'd be here all day.
So much.
Yep.
Even if I were to do this as a story commentary for a video, I would need to be just summarize everything in a 1 or 2 sentences.
But that's the one thing I love about this book, though. It's so much character stuff. That's why, and again, Marvel doesn't do it this well. Remember when I went over Civil War?
Yeah.
How much of that was just random stuff that amounted to not much? It felt like that entire first book felt like it was set up for the initiative.
Yeah. And I think I remember also what I said about the whole thing, that it could have probably been edited or rewritten to have some better aspects of it, like show it from the people's point of view.
Yep. But here though, who's
And
the
here
guy?
this comes.
Jason, Jen. Is that what? And as in what? Jennifer. Jennifer's a cute name for a brainy chick. Leave her alone. You really traded up from Stein, Jason. I said leave her alone. Welcome aboard, Urkel. Don't try and pour it out of me, my grasp, honey. You can't. We're bonded. Let her go. Oh, Algae, the pink elephant. So, and I'm not. I know. I'm not hurting her, Jason. We are. And what do you care? Do you care? Why? You're smarter than her, aren't you? You got a lot of things rattling up in there, formulas and junk. So if you're the mind and the body of the new improved Firestorm, what do you need this doll for? Jason, are you in there? Jason? Here, Jen. I'm right here. She can't hear you. F you! Oh, come on. Give me a good compound. Something simple. What's the chemical formula for table salt? I'm not giving it to you. Jason, where are you? You ever seen Ghostbusters? Great flick. Remember at the end with the Marshmallow Man? They couldn't keep their minds blank. Yeah, NaCl is table salt. Now, it's basically the whole idea of, if I keep telling you, you're going to think about it by instinct. No, please don't do, and please, Ronnie. And, bitchin'.
Oh.
Oh, and it
Yeah,
hurt. And again, Jason will blame himself. And she never gets brought back, not even New 52.
Hey.
Oh, and now, crap, even Alex.
Hey.
Even Max with the...
Why does it? Yeah.
Why does he have a hangman noose on him?
Yeah, he wasn't hanged.
But next, power levels 100%.
Oh, was Sivana killed too?
What?
Was Sivana killed too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also kind of hard to say, but yeah, Psychopirate.
Yep, Psycho Pirate and all that. Yeah. Oh, things are just yikes! Speak of the devil shall appear. Cool, right? Oh. Oh, but all of a sudden then there is some light going on. Or Jason is fighting it. Try and take back
we're
control.
only at 93.
Yep, 93. 93.88%. 911, what's your emergency? Hello? If you can't talk. I love that. Oh, geez, Adriel.
Oh.
But
And Scarecrow.
No one can see him because he can't feel anything. The only time he feels any fear is around Batman. That's something they clearly took for Arkham Knight. Would you agree?
Yeah. At least, but even then, he was still lively enough to actually hold on to his college professor personality of doing lectures.
That's true, but still, it's clear they took some elements. I mean, this was Roxy. They weren't ever going to be accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. And I love how Lex, all these people he's been responsible for. Yeah, I'd hide in a bunker too, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Knowing how many people I'm responsible for killing.
Yeah, like one of that. Who was that woman back in the funeral?
Oh yeah, that one woman. Yeah,
she'd be here as well.
Yep. Well, technically not, because it was then revealed she actually was reborn during Bloodlines. Don't ask.
Well, maybe she eventually gets to.
She gets killed at some point, but because we never saw her again.
Yeah.
But yep, they're all realizing then, like, we were born for this, because even even Mara, her mind snapped after losing her son.
Oh.
But yeah.
Good.
Yep. And so they meet up with everyone. They're ready to kick it. They finally feel like, yes, let's take it to them. Uh-oh, the JSA. Oh, just look at all this. Alan just, again, the artwork is so good.
Oh.
But then...
Starheart is not enough.
Yep. But then, look, ripped right through Adam. Adam ripped right through the Atom. Ah! But then, unfortunately, saying, can you handle it? Hell yeah! Chuck! And it was Jean again. He reconnected.
And we're at 100% now. That was the 100th death.
Yeah,
or not the 100th death, but that was the
100%.
Yeah, that was the drop that broke the camel's neck.
And now, Necron. Now this, I did not expect this. Oh, Necron. Right. Coast City. Right. Yeah, Barry Allen, you owe me your life. You all do. And I gotta say, I do agree with Linkara on one thing. Necron is death as a villain, as an enemy. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And just like how Black Racer is death as the inevitable you run from.
And
the endless death is death as the friend.
Okay, time's up. Time to leave.
Yeah, but Necron is definitely death the villain. Which I still loved. when Lex called her out. She's like, well, I don't mind. I mean, they seemed happy to be alive again, and they eventually come back to me. I love how basically she makes it clear, like, I don't care. They're eventually going to die again anyway. I love that because that's how she would look at it. That's exactly how she would look at it. Why should she care?
Yeah. Necron, on the other hand, no more stealing from me.
No more stealing from me. Yes. Up, and we get all now. This is one of the points where it's like, it's like, how did everything get here? Well, read the other books. Would you agree with that? Like, up at this point, we've been
pretty much. It's kind of another thing where they think back to the Blackest Night I wrote as a fan fiction back those few years ago. It was because it started out as a completely different story, but between some scenes there was this one character, I won't tell you who was seeing like a Necron's rise and from the eyes of Black Hand. And something while like falling asleep during daytime or having like something of that those kind of small-ish enough like foreshadowings up to the point where the Blackest Night part of the story happened. And even then, when it did happen and happened, even then it just jumped into this scene.
Exactly. Yeah. Just because it does just feel a little like a wait, what?
Yeah, that's why the miniseries is not. It would be hard to do a Blackest Night video on just this one book because it is missing scenes that are relevant in the Green Lantern main series and other books.
Exactly. But 1 second. Sorry, just looking up something else quickly. But yeah, on Tor and wait a minute. We gotta do it.
Every one of these.
Except for, I know it. Hold on.
Please.
Yep.
Okay. We're not okay. Should we do it in a weekly order?
May I do it? May I do it?
Hey, you do one. Hey, let's see. You do one. I do another. You do next. I do next. And do next, and so on, and so on.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me put all of my rings on except for black and white.
Yeah.
No, wrong one. Ready?
Yeah. You start, I'll do the next one.
Let's do it. I'll start with the traditional one. In brightest day and blackest night, let no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
In blackest day, in brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who worship evil. Sorry,
Let
those who try to stop what's right burn like my power, Sinestro's might.
In fearful day and raging night, with strong hearts fall, our souls ignite. When all seems lost in the war of light, look to the stars, for hope burns bright.
With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from the corpse of the freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we burn you all, that is your fate.
For hearts long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept our rings and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light.
Torlorexannet bornackamur, nattromo fan torek fotur, ter lantern kerlok abinsur, pan lek nok furremonsur.
I knew having you do that one, but what's mine is mine, and mine and mine, and mine and mine and mine, not yours. I'm sorry. Someone actually did a better version of an oath. You know what that was?
Yeah.
This power is mine. This is mine. Be it in bright of day or black. I lay claim to all that falls within to take what I want. That is my right. Oh, no, sorry. I misread it. This power is mine. This is my light. Be it in bright of day or black of night. I laid claim to all that falls within my sight to take what I want. That is my right. I think that's a better one.
That is a more creative one. Someone put a lot more creativeness into it.
And Jeff said that it was his favorite. I'm like, that's your favorite? I'm sorry. That is one of the dumbest ones.
Yeah. That's like something like that. When was that? That Conan O'Brien, when he talked about when a Young Justice was starting to be a thing, and they had a Conan O'Brien talk about the DC characters, and when they created Flaming Sea, he just talked about there's some complete oversimplification about Green Lanterns, like something that you do on a day. Okay, I need to create a new character. Has a ring that turns things green. Okay, go home. The job's done.
So here's another good one. What's mine is mine. What's yours, yours. Until I make yours mine. With orange light. It's all mine. Not as good, but still better than what we had.
Yeah.
Be it bright as day or dark as night, I lay claim to all within my sight. This power is mine, this orange light, to take all that I want, as is my right. I'll cheat, steal, and cut in line, whatever it takes to get what's mine, even it to be thine. Let those who think me not malign. Beware my avarice, orange lantern shine. That's a bit too much.
Yeah. Like keep it simple enough. Not too simple, but not too overcomplicated.
Right. But still though, what do you like? I'm hungry again. Like you vowed to assist us against the Black Lanterns in exchange for a guardian, Lar please. So unfortunately, I have to summarize what we saw in all the others.
Yeah.
Of course, power level at 100,000% because he's the Soul Lantern. But then again, big action, so much, and oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Again, this, like we said before, there are certain artists who are great at doing crisis events. And Ivan Rice is so one of them.
Yeah. You know, it kind of makes sense that Dick and Damian wouldn't show up here because they're busy at Gotham, but still. We don't get to see what happened to them after their mini.
Right. But oh boy, trying to stop to get it off of Grant, damage, but like leave the kid alone. Oh, and they dive right into one of the rings. Oh, just look at all this. Oh, and then there's Dove. Connection severed. Oh, and then we see what happened with the Guardians, and then there's Scar. Oh, but they stop her like, you look like you used some color. You have no idea how much I've been looking forward to this. And lanterns, you will feed our Lord Necron. They all attack and kind of anticlimactic, wouldn't you say?
Pretty much, but it actually also established that okay, it only works on this one.
But yeah, they try to attack it. Guardians, your lie is about to be exposed. Flesh. Wonder Woman seeing love for a moment. Bruce Wayne of Earth. Right. And what I love about this, he knows he can't keep this Bruce alive long. So why all of them connected? Everyone's ever had an emotional tether to him. So what happened? Die.
Imagine if Dick and Damien had been here, then that probably would have been a different thing.
But I love it how he knew he just needed the emotional tether. But it's like, you have served your purpose, Bruce Wayne. Meaning he knows it's not really Bruce. It was just a clone. One of the dead clones. But again, he didn't need it for anything else but the connection. And then, the reveal. Anyone who's ever come back were actually sleeper cells for Necron. What do you think of that idea?
Well, it kind of works to it. Then again, there was the whole thing that I remember Linkar also complained about that this Jeff Johns retconning his own retcons about what was having drink.
It was also during Teen Titans.
Yeah.
That's true, but I think this is a better retcon.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Besides, hold on. Sorry, one of my candies is just not going down my throat.
Drink it down.
I need a drink. Hold on.
Yeah. Part 6.
But I was saying but as we learned like with Perpetua and then the Great Darkness between Dark Knight and Death Metal can't both be the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't fully retcon it because you can look at it as Necron, his plan superseded whatever was done by Brother Blood.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're nearly done. Yeah, we had to breeze through all this, but contrary to Indigo's bright idea, we don't have to destroy the Black Lantern. I knew there was something wrong about your return, Barry. Oh boy, it's Impulse.
Yeah, or Kid Flash as is now.
I noticed, but I'm faster. I love it. He just jumps a few seconds ahead enough to disconnect it.
Yeah, but those few seconds they don't exist at all, and that's that's what they need.
But the rings that just feel like, okay, we're down. They don't come back up again.
Yeah.
Get out, Boston. Dead Man's possessing Jean.
Yeah.
Oh, and look! Oh no, he got Zanchi back.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yep, and look, all the dead from across the universe, Sanageria, and so many other races.
Hmm.
Yeah, she feels Mira. This is when Mira would get affiliated with Rage.
And then people would flanderize her and Crescent with it. And
Yep.
oh no.
Up, and he's become a Green Lantern again.
Or was Ganthet ever an actual Green Lantern? He was a Guardian, not a.
Oh, you're right. He becomes a Green Lantern after this.
Yeah, most of it is just temporary things like brief conscriptions.
Yep. Unfortunately, they never did anything when Ganthet became a Green Lantern. They showed him make Forge in the Ring, how it nearly kills him to do it, but then they don't do anything else afterwards. But yeah, all the rings, because every ring was based off of the Green Lantern ring, they all have the same protocol to duplicate. Yeah. I love it. I love Lord, please. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't share.
I don't share. I just I don't know. You don't get it. Get back here.
Yeah, and then.
Yep. Obviously, Lex. I took your life apart before I could do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's his father. Not... There's his father. Lex Luthor Earth. You want it all. Oh. Jonathan Crane of Earth. And now he finally gets the ring.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, because everyone loves her. This is one of the few, I'll say this is one of the few times where Jeff handled Diana fine.
Yeah. Broken clocks and being right twice a day.
Yep. Of course, Barry got blue.
How that Jared was complaining about why it didn't go to Superman. Well, you could actually maybe justify it by the fact that that by Wonder Woman has the strong love connection, and so her conversion as a Black Lantern could have been overridden. But
Superman probably would not have been as it's probably much of a stretch to do it twice.
Yeah,
Barry was still alive. But yeah, that's all. Of course, everyone's in on the attack. Fly, my monkeys! Of course, he's making flying monkeys. Oh, I remember you, alien, and you, Earthboy. You were the doorway to the Black. I tried to end this a long time ago. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but yeah, this is something that they couldn't keep up for the cartoon about Ring being the heart.
Right. Give me your ring. Uh-oh. It will be mine. Oh boy, Lex. Oh, hell. Oh boy, again, everything is just building up. But like I said, so much. You need to at least read the 2 Green Lantern books to get this fully. But it still works here enough. It's not like other events where it feels so lost.
Yeah, and I'm again reminded of the. I did because I also wrote the whole thing that this happens similarly, but it felt so hollow because it's told from a certain point of view, character's point of view, and it's not the same because it lacks those tie-ins.
Yep, let me out! Oh, look at this. They kill another Guardian. Trespasser. Right. There's the life entity. Oh. I want all of your lives, invaders. And when he strikes it, everyone feels it.
Everyone but the dead.
Yep. But of course, you destroyed Oppen. Oh, but okay, here it is. What is this? The entity. The entity, the living light bestowed upon the universe that triggered existence itself. The Guardians may be the oldest living beings, but life did not begin on our world. Life began on Earth. We buried this fact to keep the entity protected. As you buried Parallax in the central power battery, as you buried the massacre of Sector 666, it was imperative we not draw attention to Earth. We did our best to keep humans from the Green Lantern Corps. Tell Abin Sur, when he was dying, he knew all of this, didn't he? That's why he came to this wretched world. You let my friend die with everyone, with me, thinking him mad. You destroyed Abin Sur to protect your life. You let the universe believe life originated on your homeworld to justify your authority. Sinestro, now I will justify mine. Oh. So, what do you think about that reveal?
Maybe it makes it maybe when you look back at the Green Lantern series and how the Guardians did everything, and also mostly back to the Secret Origin.
Yeah,
it works.
It does.
It also reframes the person that Sinestro has become with who he was, and how that man he used to be actually shines through here.
I love this. No, you had your chance with Parallax. This is my duty. This is why I am alive. I am alive to lead us out of the Blackest Night. And I am the greatest Green Lantern of them all. Beware his power. Oh. And then when we get Doug Monkey doing the cover, because he was taking over as the artist by that point.
Yeah.
Oh, stay back, all of you. I am bound with the light of life itself. I am Sinestro, savior of the universe. Your sights cannot kill me, Necron. Nothing can. So much for a team effort. Oh.
This was actually something, by the way, when I wrote this scene, I actually had it that it was one of the, not exactly original characters, but one of the named characters who had been in the first half of the fanfic, who had been killed and turned into a Black Lantern, who then went to pick up the Psi and then turn into Necron next. Essentially, it couldn't be brought back anymore because of that, because that guy's remains had been now converted into being Necron.
Uh-oh, showing that Sinestro cannot handle it. Oh, victory is mine, Baldy. If you had any hair, I'd take that too. Oh, just look how everything is just building and building. Oh! Look at that!
Everybody guns.
Everybody! Hey, Skeletor! Beware our power! No lanterns. Beware mine! Oh, he separates them. You might have opened the doorway, but I was the one who walked through it. Why? Life was an accident, Jordan. It has no meaning. It has no purpose. Life doesn't give us purpose, Black Hand. We give life purpose. And yep, so he reconnects back. And look, if anyone's a part of the White Lantern Corps, it's us.
It looks so pure compared to all that dark and blackness with these White Lantern costumes.
And what do? They restore Black Hand, and with him gone, it burns. Antimatter of Quard. Live! I am your prisoner. I was your prisoner on Power Source. No more, Necron. And you
this was before they named him as Mobius.
Obviously. Go back to your own universe, creature. This one is mine. Necron. No! You are the trespassers. You are the enemies to existence. Let there be light. So certain people were brought back, but only these ones. Anyone else stayed dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, when I did also, and another thing that I did way back then, where it was one of the things that covered in this, because we have this is where Professor Zoom was brought back.
Yep.
In the story about some of the first half was that there was also the future version of Reverse Flash who knew that he had just come back from the dead, but couldn't remember how he got back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was pretty much, before the Blackest Night, he was basically forcing this one guy in because he remembered that guy being reason why he was brought back to life. And the reason was because that guy was then picked up the Psy and became Necron next. So that's the thing.
Right.
And I remember just the speech I wrote back then just looking at him running around now.
Right. But yeah, they save Mara. Arthur, are we dead? No. Aw. And now she's no longer Kendra. She's now back to being Shiera.
Oh, that's
Unfortunate, given what happened in Brightest Day.
Yeah.
John, you're alive. It appears so. Oh, but fortunately, though, Jason is not happy. Hawk is back. Oh, there's Max, but unfortunately, he gets away for his own thing. Jen, poor Soranik.
Yeah.
We'll get to that eventually.
Yeah.
Osiris is back. Same with Boomerang.
Yeah, and this part where Barry is running up with the Reverse Flash being the hit, because when I wrote this part, I had 2 Reverse Flashes here. Basically, one holding Barry back, telling this one guy to go run away, and then telling how that guy is going to do everything bad that I reminded you I had done during Flash Rebirth. I did that, and that guy is gonna go and do it now next.
Yep, I love the course. He's from your world. Dispose of this hairless thief. You do realize what you've just done, don't you, Laura? Please. What? What's so funny? You finally gave someone something, you ridiculous rodent. I didn't. You. But then he takes Saeed with him, which his book then makes it seem like she died when she didn't. So with
I think it was at the end of the run where Sinestro was just spared her and
yeah. So it retconned because I think they played Keith Giffen's Larfleet's book played loose with everything.
Yeah.
But then Black Hand was taken.
Yeah, this already makes it like that.
Yep. And this is also where they find out that Bruce is still alive. Because of what happened. He said the Black Lion Batman didn't recognize any one of us.
He didn't even speak.
Exactly. Yep, and then there's the White Lantern. And what? We're not done yet. Now, from what I understood, and I could be wrong on this, but one of the reasons why Ethan never got around to doing the main book like he wanted to do is because he was so busy doing character designs. Yeah, that was a load of crap.
Yeah.
Because we find out he barely did many. Most of the designs here were done by Joe Prado.
Yeah. Also, when looking at it, hold on, Jeff. Yeah, he's not even really credited in this here.
Yeah. Look, designs for these 3, plus Black Firestorm and Dead Man. But otherwise, unless stated otherwise, they're mostly Joe Prado. See what I mean? Jeff barely designed anyone. Ivan Wright did the Entity and Necron. Even Prado even did White Lantern Sinestro. Look at all these designs.
Ooh.
Yep, the Trigger Twins, Tony Zuko, Ventriloquist.
Huh. This was limited. This book only shows Necron, the Entity, and White Lantern Sinestro.
Yeah, there's so many. But there is one other book to go over, and that's The Untold Tales.
Okay. Well, I'll put this on the side.
This one where they adapt some of the deleted scenes. But we also find out what happened with Lissa.
Oh, how she was pulled into the book.
Yeah. And, But we see Ragman, the rings coming to him, and, boy.
Because of all the souls in his rags.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen.
Yep. Oh, we didn't see the Rainbow Raiders thinking, let's die so we can come back. Nope, no one cared about them. They had no ties to anyone. I can see why that was not included.
Yeah, it's...
Yep, but we get to see stuff with Animal Man, with Buddy, with his family, dealing with animals. Him being taken...
good. Yeah, that would have been too much.
Jason Fabok, but doing artwork here. But then he's able to fight his way out of it and come back. We see stuff with Donna and Cassie, written by J.T. Kroll. Yep, we see when Donna lost control.
Yeah, because she was bitten by her undead child.
Yep, that's when it just ate away at her and took her over. We see a bit more with Scarecrow. Yep. Oh, one of his nightmares. We then see Ethan doing this a little bit with what's her name? You know which one I'm talking about.
It's the
Carousel.
Okay.
Oh no, that's what she's looking for. But her parents, her fathers.
Oh.
The ones that raised her. And Lantern helps her defeat them. And but then what did she do? She killed him. I mean, I don't blame her. She needed to take her anger out on something.
Yeah, surprisingly, the guy didn't just rise up and tell you that you realize how stupid that was.
Yep, but then we find out Lissa has been saved by someone that'll eventually lead into War of the Green Lantern.
Yeah, we all both know who that is.
Let's know.
Spoil it.
Let's not. But yeah, so for Blackest Night, the main event. This is still one of my favorite events.
Would
you agree with that?
Yeah.
But we're not done yet.
Yeah, this is going to continue.
But do you want to do an overall thought, or do you want to say that for the very end?
Yeah, maybe at the very end. But so far we could say the book, the stuff book we just went over that's fitting here. Yeah, it pretty much tells the story well, but it's missing stuff.
It is missing. What one? The War of Light is completely only for Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, not to mention the whole what happened to Hal between issues part 4 and part 5.
Yeah,
that whole thing. What the Gotham part with Gotham, it's just flipped over, and we don't see Alfred again. The whole thing with Spectre.
Yep. Or what happened? Again with the war. Like I said, there's so much it's missing. Like I said, you need to at least read the Green Lantern Corps book. All the other tie-ins not needed. I would say this though. This is still one of the gold standards for events for me, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because the tie-ins are all ancillary. You just need to read the main books affiliated with it.
In that sense, it kind of feels like a precursor to BVS theatrical version and the ultimate cut.
In many ways, yeah. But we'll see you guys when we go over Green Lantern, which we'll probably be able to record that today. So
yeah,
we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
And may your heart be your guiding key.